What's up, everybody? Today I want to show you guys the right way to package a comic book inside so that you can ship your comics with confidence. People that you're selling your comics to will be confident to order more from you because of the way they're packaged. We've all seen it, people getting comic books shipped in the mail from eBay, from whatnot, from Facebook, or anything like that. They come in these really flimsy bubble mailers that really aren't made to protect your comic books, especially if they're valuable and you want to keep them in good condition. So today I'm going to show you guys exactly how to package it the right way. All you need, number one, is your book. I highly recommend that you get some type of cardboard pattern just to keep your book stiff, keep it from bending while being shipped. You need your label. And then I highly recommend some type of do not bend, fragile, some kind of sticker that you can put on your package to tell USPS, FedEx, UPS, or whatever carrier that you use to make sure that they need to be careful with your package. So first things first is you want to grab a mailer. I personally use Gemini. I like the Gemini boxes. I like the way that they fold. They're very easy to use. So this is how they come standard, just like this. It's pretty easy. Just grab the top like this, where the serrated is. You just twist to the left and it folds right in. Now personally, I always like to take a piece of tape and put it right here in the middle, and this just keeps it from shifting around whenever you're trying to fold it. Now I am shipping just one book, so what I like to do is, this is going to be your bottom serrated. With one book, you really only need to bend it here at the second serrated line. So I'll put my fingers here, lift it up so that it bends right there on the bottom, and then I'll put my fingers right here underneath the second one so that it only bends there. All right, so I'm just going to bend it a little bit and do the same thing right here on the bottom. We're going to lift it up here, and then second line, we're going to bend it there. All right, so now you have that good square bend. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put our comic book, and we're also going to put our pattern that we're going to be using. I have mine right here. And I like to just be very, I guess, overly conscious about how I pack things. So what I normally do is I'll take just 2 pieces of tape, nothing big. Make sure that you use Scotch tape or painter's tape like this, something that's not going to have too much adhesive. That way you don't rip the bag. And so I'll just put a little piece of tape here and maybe one on the opposite corner. And all this does is just make sure that this pad stays on the book and it doesn't shift around too much. That way, if it does shift around, the pad stays with it, keeps everything tight. All right, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of tape and I'm going to fold one side just like this, nothing crazy. And we're going to make sure that our book is even, right? You don't want it to go past that line because that's where you're going to fold it, right? And so I'll take the side with I call it a tab, we put it here, and then wrap it around the bottom part, and that will keep it from shifting in transit. And the reason why I fold it is so that whoever gets it can just put their finger under here and pull that tab and get it off very easily. But you have enough tape to actually hold it in place. And I'll do the same thing on the other side. I'm gonna fold that, put your tab here. You're gonna reach around and put it under the bottom. And then I always do one more up top. Again, you just wanna make sure that everything you do is gonna be safe for the travel of going across the country or wherever you're sending it. So again, put your tab up, reach around the bottom, and put it there. And now that you can see, it's not going anywhere, right? It's pretty secure. We have some buffering here and here to make sure that when we fold it across, everything is good. So the next thing I like to do, and this is just for me, if you're a seller, I always like to put my QR code that links, all of my social media, anywhere that you can find me, Anthony's Comics. And so the next thing we'll do is we'll fold up these two, bottom, top, piece of tape right here in the middle. Make sure it's nice and on there. All right, and then the reason why we only want to bend the creases that we're actually going to be using is because it leaves a nice straight side here, so that when you put pressure on it, that side holds it up and it doesn't put pressure on your actual book. All right, the next thing you'll do is you'll take your right side and you'll put your hand underneath it, hold it down in the middle, lift it straight up to where it bends all the way in that first crease, and then across the top, and you'll see where it perfectly bends on that second crease right there. All right, so your first crease, second crease, right? And then same thing for the other side. You pick up the bottom, fold it across, and then right over the top, just like that, right? Now the next thing you want to do is, now that you've got your creases and everything is good to go, take a good long piece of tape, roughly the size, the length of this long side. I like to do it just like this. Right? So it's not perfect, but it covers most of this. So we'll fold it across just like that. And then you'll put your tape right across the edge. And it kind of wraps all the way around it. Gives it a nice good seal. All right. And so just by looking at it, you'll see on the inside, you got this nice flat part that if you put pressure on the book, right, that small piece right here is kind of holding it up to keep anything from getting actually on your book. And then I always put a couple of pieces of tape right here on the end, and this just kind of makes sure that everything stays, you know, sealed up. Just one little piece right across the edge. And I do that on both sides. All right. Next thing you want to do is get your label. Make sure you put it very clearly in the middle of the package, or at least super visible. I like to put it all the way across my piece of tape. That way it kind of reinforces the edges just a little bit. Just like that. And with that extra tape right here, it just keeps everything nice and tight, and it's not going to go anywhere. Piece of tape's on the edge. And then last thing you want to do is put your fragile do not bend label on there, and that way hopefully whoever the carrier is will actually take care of your package. All right, so again, this to me is the proper way of putting a comic book in a mailer and making sure that it gets to your customer or to your seller or whoever you're shipping it to in a nice way. It looks clean. It's safe. I have the biggest compliments that I have is going to be from my shipping. I make sure that everything is shipped the way I want it shipped to me. So I hope this helps you guys out, or package things in a certain way. I think I'll do another video on how to do it on a flat rate. And yeah, so thank you guys for watching, and share it. And hopefully this will be the end to people getting their comic books in mailers with a piece of cardboard holding it and destroying their valuable comics. So thank you guys, and I'll see you guys next time.